to producers and filmmakers.
Yeah.
I know we have a lot of fine faces in Nollywood, and even the bodies, fine bodies. But please, it's beyond the faces and the bodies. Yeah, because I think that's what they look out for now. So if you go for an audition and you don't have,
BBL.
Yeah, you most likely would not make it in.
Hello everyone, you're welcome to It's a Wrap by Pulse, where we talk everything movies as regards Nollywood. My name is Elvis Christian, and in today's episode, we'll be discussing a fundamental aspect of filmmaking, which is casting. And with me in the studio to talk about this topic is a seasoned movie writer here at Pulse. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm
So introduce yourself. Let's get to know you.
My name is Brooks Etienne, and I'm a movie writer at Pulse. Yeah, that's all you need to know about me. Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to our Oga here at the top.
Yeah.
So let's get to know you. I mean, we already know you, but
Great. So let's get into the conversation.
So you don't want to introduce yourself?
No.
Pride. All right, so let's talk casting. How important do we think, the choice of a cast for a movie or a project or production is to the finished work? How important is casting to it?
I think that if you're a casting director, a producer, or whoever is casting, you have to pay attention to the characters that you're bringing on board, because you want excellent delivery, right? And not every actor or actress, fits that role, right? It's like, you just have to be very careful. Is this person good for this? Is this person good for that? Where can I fix this person? Where can I fix this person? So yeah, that should be top of your list. That should be the first thing that you should, do when it comes to filmmaking. Who is going to play this role? Who does this role fit? Who does this role fit?
All right. So do you share the same sentiment with that?
Yeah. Casting is a very critical component. And to a large extent, it would influence the success and the authenticity of the film. And a lot of people get it wrong. They think it's just I'm doing a film, let me just put my friends in there. But, you build characters up and you need the best set of people to interpret it as much as possible. So it's a big deal. It's as important as the direction, as whatever that the film entails. So yeah.
All right. Yeah. So what do you think is the most important factor when casting an actor for a particular role? What do you think is the number one thing to look out for?
I think suitability for the role.
Define suitability.
So for me, can the person interpret the role the way it's written, or the way you rather the person interprets it? And again, there are lots of things involving casting. You want to cast, so it's even beyond the performance. It's more like there's a body structure they're looking for. You'd notice that in Hollywood, they try a lot. If they're persistent on a particular person, they want you to lose weight. They want you to add weight.
I want to even go to.
They want you to do certain things, to cut your hair, shave your bears and all. So that's to show you that this is a big deal. It's beyond the fact that this person can actually speak. This person's mannerisms, and all those things work, the eye stuff. It is more, does this person fit the character first, physically? And can this person deliver as the character is supposed to deliver?
All right. So do you think?
Yeah. In addition to that, I would say that you should be very wary of actors who are very rigid. Actors that are not willing to change, actors that are not willing to do the job. There's some people who come on board and they feel like they're already made, they're already stars, and so they're going to do it the way they want to do it, or I'm not doing it. You should be wary of those kind of people, because they can affect your project adversely. So you have to bring people on board that are very teachable, people that are willing to listen to you, people that are willing to, that align. Because sometimes, to be honest, I don't think that everybody in the crew align. So you have to make sure of that, especially your actors, because those are the people that we are going to see on screen, right? Beyond every, besides every other thing that's happening in the background, that's the people that they see. So you have to bring someone on board that can listen to you.
All right. So many times we hear certain movie writers or script writers or directors that where they say, when I'm writing a character, I already have an actor in mind.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of writers, script writers, even directors say that when they're writing a character or when they're just seeing it for the first time, they already have an actor in mind.
Yeah.
So, and many times these writers end up working with the same cycle of actors because as they're writing, they're already thinking about this person all the time. How does that affect, how does that casting choice affect the whole industry as a whole? Because let me explain. Some actors complain about being typecast. You know, so like let's say I go into the industry as let's use an actual example, like Patience Ozoko, the legend that we know. Ever since, I mean, of course, I wasn't born when she started her career, but I got introduced to her as the wicked stepmother. So every single time we see her in a movie, no matter how, she's always playing that typecast. How do you think that choice of casting affects careers of actors?
So yeah, I think to a great deal, you might, as an actor, want to do more than just what people know you for. I think it's just for your own self and for growth. As an actor, you want to be as versatile as possible. You want to explore some level of versatility in your display. So what is for yourself, for your own self as an actor? I think it'd be right for you not to take the same role every time. I think I had a conversation with the other one. She said that yes, you might want to get that role because they feel like you're the best person to play it. But you might also have to challenge yourself to do something different, maybe on your own, so people can actually see your range, that you can actually do better than what they think you've done or what you're used to doing. But then again, when producers or writers or directors, whoever, have certain actors in mind, for them it's just easy to work with these people. Some maybe because they worked with them before. One, and the actors that you don't want to work with after working with them the first time.
Fair.
Very shitty behaviors, too proud, feel like, and thing that they forget a lot is after you, there's someone else, right? So like you're not set in stone to play a certain character. Nigerian make it different. They make it look like this person is the only one that can play everything. If you follow the lines in Hollywood, you discover that they have, and you see the body doubles, they look so much like the real guys, one, and you discover that they have a number of persons set up to play a particular role. So in case you mess up,
someone else is ever ready to replace you.
But the Nigerian film system has made every actor, has given them some sort of, without, this is just me that can do it. So they just come and
too much leverage.
Yeah, come and sit and fumble. So when you're writing in mind, they feel like this person is the person that can interpret this role the best. Probably because they don't want to go through the stress of having to audition. Because audition, you probably find a number of talents. But they don't want to go through that process. And they feel like, I'm looking for an action man. Who can do it though? Chidi Mukeme. I don't want to have to audition anymore. You get me? Or they will just shortlist Chidi Mukeme to be back ready.
Then come for like reading.
Reading this, that one. There's also who is, I don't want to use the word cheapest, but who is the most expensive.
I get that.
So if one of them is more expensive than the other, they will go for the lesser one because that's what their budget can carry. So in as much as I would identify the constraints that we have in Nollywood in picking certain people, I mean, there's also a conversation of picking people that cannot even act at all. But because they're your friends or because you have fine faces and good bodies, you want to put them in the film, which to a large extent just causes your film to have misrepresentation. And lack of depth is empty, so it makes the film come out funny. Like most of the films we've been seeing or been talking about.
Alright, so talking about most of the films we've been talking about, we've been talking, idealistically. Do we have like any real life examples of movies or productions or TV shows in here in Nigeria, Nollywood specifically, that we think that the fundamental problem was a casting problem?
I think there are a lot, but at top of my head, I can't think of anything. So I just,
I think that's a very good cop-out.
No, it's actually a very good cop-out. Okay, I actually want to add to what he said. Okay. So he spoke about people who write with certain characters in mind. So I'd say that oftentimes, except in a situation where the writer doubles as the director or is the producer, I don't think the writer really has control over who is going to act in the film that they write, right? But yeah, sometimes while writing, you can just imagine that this person is going to play the role to just help you transition or to help you in the process of writing. Yeah, there's that. And then for typecast actors that are stereotyped, it's not really a bad thing, right? Because I think it's a good thing to be recognized for something. I think it's a good thing. But other than that, I think that the character, like the actor himself or herself, is the one to decide or to tell themselves that, you know, I'm not doing this again. I want to be challenged. I want to, because at the end, it's just like being a giver and a taker situation. If you keep giving, people keep taking, right? But you have to just tell yourself, okay, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore. I think that I can do something else. And without, it could be maybe you just have your own money and cast yourself in your own production. Then from there people see you, right? or you just hope that, you know, or you speak to a friend of a friend, you know, of course, because already you're known, so it's easier to navigate the industry like that. So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
All right, so let me throw the question I threw so hard that she threw back to me to you. So are there any movies? So give us like a very good like short list of movies you think I had.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she can remember. She's just trying to be safe.
Yeah, political.
I mean, but then I think it's good that we have this conversation so they know, because these guys may not even know that you know, the casting is wrong. Everything now is your film is done some 100, 200 million in the cinemas, and you think you've done a great film. Maybe it's some elements of success is box office success in terms of money. So you can say, you've done a great film because you made so much money from it. But then we've had a number of filmmakers over the years. They're still struggling with having to focus on people that can actually deliver, right? Because they're tuned in with. There's a lot of commercialization with casting these days, right? So it's not even that you can play the role. Is what's your numbers online?
How many people can you bring to watch?
Yeah, what's your numbers online? They're also thinking of, okay, when you're done, then you have to come and market the product. What's the followership? Can you dance? Can you, you know, do the thing? Yeah.
Can you dance? Oh my God.
Yeah. There's a lot of, I mean, that's why you see them skip makers there. You see them, all those people there, because, you know, they want them to push the film after. I think one person that gets it wrong, really, is Tony Abraham. I think she struggles to, I don't know what it is, but I've seen a number of her films, and I see a number of unnecessary actors in the film. When I say unnecessary, I don't mean they're bad actors.
Just not good actors, wrong project.
Like the characters don't even sit well with them.
Oh, okay.
A number of Tony Abraham. She's done a number of them. You've seen Ghost on the Touch. You've seen Alakada. You know, it's just a bunch of people. They'll pop up.
Now you know movies.
She remembers now.
No, I'm just mentioning the movies she's produced.
You just put them in because, one, they have star power. They also have something they call entertainment value.
Yeah.
And you're trying to retain that for your films.
Of course.
But at the same time, to play.
Yeah, another person is Funke Akindele.
Oh.
Yeah, she's had some good successes, and there's some films that she's done, and I'm like, bruh, like, you know, this casting process, what was the thought process? You know, why this person? And not just the two of them, I'm talking because they're heavyweights in the industry.
Yeah.
Ebony Live TV also, Chief Daddy.
I do know Chief Daddy.
Quam's Money, a number of stuff,
So what I was trying to think, the devil's advocate, that's the word, sometimes, especially for a filmmaker, because you have people invest in your work, right? And many times when investors come to meet you, no one is actually investing in your content. They're investing in getting their money back. So I understand the choice to get like someone who may not be a good enough actor, but will help me market the movie. Because I've seen a lot of movies that were carried on the back on their like influencer cast. You understand? I'm not saying that, I want to use an example of Ajo Shepo. I remember going to the movies, right? And I saw Tomike there with like a group of people. Tomike is an influencer who's also an actor. And I was influenced to watch it just because she was there. So I do think that these things yield positive results, because I'm sure I would have watched something else, because I don't understand Yoruba. So when I saw the Ajosepo, I assumed there was going to be a lot of Yoruba speaking. So I was like, let me just watch something I feel like I understand. But because she was there, she used her influence to make people watch the movie. And many times, the reason why we're making movies is that they will be consumed.
Can I ask you,
they'll be appreciated.
But do you know that Tommy Gibb don't have to act in the film before she can help me market the film.
Fair. But then she'll do it for free if she's in the movie.
No, but see the thing is, right, there's nothing, that's part of the marketing budget.
Fair.
Right, there's a marketing budget for every film production. So if you really need skip makers or influencers to market your film, you can pay them for it.
Fair.
Right? You don't have to put them in the film. Because when you put them in the film, it affects the
quality.
Authenticity. That's why I keep saying authenticity of the film. You know, you bring in someone that can play a certain character and the person begins to just do something funny and you just put it and say because the person is this thing. No. If you should have a marketing budget, plan to sell the film. How do you want to sell the film? You want to reach out influencers, you want to pay them money to do it. Let them do it.
But I think that people will be drawn to watch films where they find their faves
in it. Yeah.
Than their faves telling them to watch it.
I would also be drawn to watch a film where, if I see a film where someone I respect a lot is what's the word now, endorsing, I would want to see it, right? So if I say that Tommy K is my fave, and Tommy K is endorsing a particular film, and she's telling me that I'm going to be at the cinemas just to sell tickets or just to meet you guys, I'll go. Because I'm a family member. That's what they call themselves, right? Yeah, so I don't have to see her in the film. If I see her in the film, I'll be happy. I'll be, this is a joy I'll feel. But
of course,
you still don't take away the fact that she might not deliver. And when you talk about the film itself, it's an art. It's the artistic. She might not deliver on the artistic performance you're looking for. So it's even beyond the fact that you're trying to sell the film. You want to make a good story. You want to be people that can interpret the story. There are a number of good films in Nigeria, and you would realize. I mean, I don't want to talk about Breath of Life every time, so it doesn't feel like we're overflogging or so.
Just feel like, we got one good movie, we're not letting it rest.
But the thing is, you would look at the kind of people in the film.
Everyone ate.
And the way you judge it is, if Wale Ojo did not play that role, who would have played it? That's how you know that the casting was good.
Mr. Macaroni.
Mr. Macaroni would have played. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
I just like being mean. No, not being mean. Just like
that's the way I felt it. I mean, for me, that's the way I judge like casting.
Yeah.
I see the Wale Ojos, I see Genoveva, I've seen the film. Who do I think can actually play Chimeze's role? Maybe there are two, three people. But was Chimeze bad? No, it wasn't.
That's fantastic.
Who do I think can play Wale Ojo's role? That's how I judge. I look at the casting of the film and I study the character, and I start thinking, if this guy wasn't playing his role, who would have played it better? Like I said, I understand the factors involved in maybe not getting this person, maybe money, you can't afford the person. But there was something that Bill also said, see, if you're doing a good film and you need someone to do the film, like this person is the person that can actually kill this role, you should find the money for the person. She mentioned she didn't mention the man's name, but she said she did something, gave the guy a script, the guy gave feedback, because she said that she can decast if you don't give feedback. And she was like, she doesn't have the money, but she's looking for the money to get him, get her, whatever the person is. So the point is just that, there, in as much as we have people that can play, we have like 5 people that can play this particular role. It's best for you to make sure that you've tried out to get the best that can interpret it. Because movies beyond this joke that we're seeing on cinemas and VOD platforms, movies are art. If filming is an art, you want to get in the story, right? I've not seen A Man Died, which is the Wale Soyinka biopic. But who else would have played Wale Soyinka?
Who's playing it?
Wale Ojo.
Oh, he's good. He's good.
I've not seen it. I don't know what it looks like.
Yeah, but like visually.
I can already.
Performance, delivery.
Yeah. Especially for a biopic.
You said the resemblance in the way they speak, in their height. So who else would have played it? So imagine they gave someone else that role.
Sydney Talker.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, but guess what? Another producer who's probably felt Wale Ojo is too expensive, I cannot afford him. We'll get someone else to play the role, and it'll just be another complete joke. I saw Albert Macaulay project or something. The guy that played the role, I can't remember. It was just a complete, what they call it, complete disconnect from even the actual guy, the real guy.
I think especially for biopics, it's very important to cast at least someone that looks like them, because there is a disconnection if what I see is not what I can remember. So I'm like, I wouldn't even give you a chance.
I mean, you look at Hollywood films. Sorry, but you look at Hollywood films. You see Selma.
Yes.
You see what they did with this guy. What's his name? This Nigerian guy that acted Martin Luther. David Oyelowo.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
can see some
you see Fumulayo Rasom Kuti, you see Kennedy Bankole, you see Jockey, you see those things.
Even the Whitney Houston biopic, the lady looks like
so
Whitney
it's
Houston.
very intentional.
Yeah.
You don't look for the Elvis film.
Yes. Also
it's intentional. It's not like you're trying to give them some work in their face to make them look. But there are people like this. You just have to look for them.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I've seen several, like you said when we started, there are some casting choices where they really want an actor to play this particular role, but let's say physically the actor doesn't exactly match it. So typically, I don't know if you've seen Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Viola Davis was also a biopic.
Yeah.
So they made her wear a fat suit. Just because she's a good actress and she will nail it, but she doesn't just have the physical size of the person they're trying to portray. I see that happen. Sometimes they make the actors lose weight.
They can also get you to add weight.
Whitney Houston.
It happens a lot in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Does it help though? Like, does it add to the?
I remember for Dreamgirls. For Dreamgirls, it was also a biopic. I think Beyonce's character was supposed to be young. So she lost weight, and I'm watching it. You would think they shot the movie a long time ago.
It does.
It does help.
It does.
To get you into that fantasy, like
You saw what they did for Will Smith when he was acting Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
They had to buff him up. Like it happens. It is not. I don't want to use the word lazy, but we don't want to go through that process. We just want to do it easy because
and make money.
I mean, look at it again. We use like 14 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to make a film, and the guys over there, they're making a film.
I've been on a set for 2 days.
I think Nollywood is highly commercialized. I think that people just want to make films and get their money back and then move on to the next project. And I don't want to sound like I support mediocrity, but the truth is, if you go on YouTube, right, and just go through those comments, like sometimes you're like, what's going on here? Like,
another thing is that what you think is mediocre.
Oh my God, this is so nice.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
do you know I'm not even bothered about YouTube because it's YouTube. YouTube is a platform for any and everybody.
Sure.
There's no particular vetting process to get your stuff on YouTube.
Right.
Open a channel, just put your movie on there.
Exactly.
But these VOD platforms and the cinemas, they have vetting processes. Right. Before the movie can get there, there's a process. It needs to match certain quality. It needs to match certain requirements.
Yeah.
Right. So they have the power to even gatekeep more than YouTube. YouTube is so anybody can make anything and put on YouTube. But when it goes to VOD platforms like Prime and Netflix and Showmax and the likes, it needs to be worth it because you guys have taken time to vet. So you can't tell me there's some movies I've seen and like, did you actually vet this thing or you just put it there because he's a friend of the house? I've heard stuff where they say that, where a particular VOD platform will be like, would rather like Nancy Simmons in your film. Like, you go pitch it to them, be like, why don't you put Nancy Simmons there? I say, why? Because Nancy Simmons,
get us the
when
money.
they see her, they'll watch it. And for the most part of what she's done, they're not good films. Most of what she's done on these VOD platforms, they're not exciting films. All
right, so let's talk about casting a star-studded cast. And I feel like many a times it's always like there's no middle ground for having a star-studded cast to me. Is it that it's a real hit or like an abysmal failure? So what do we think about having star-studded cast?
Brooks, what do you think?
What do you think?
It's good and it's bad. Okay, so if the stars, right, fit into the role, right? It's not like you're forcing them down our throat. Fantastic. Because the thing about stars is that some of them, they have they're already great, phenomenal actors. So it's like, if you give them a role that they would typically not play or they have outgrown that role, you see them struggling and putting in all the energy in a role that does not require that much energy. And the thing is just rubbish at the end of the day. But I believe that, honestly, for the most part, when you have 16 stars in a film, most likely it will flop.
I agree.
It will flop.
Personally, I agree. And my angle for us having a star-studded cast, apart from because predominantly I'm a viewer, I consume these movies. What I see and think is that if we keep having several star-studded movies or TV shows, what happens to the industry? You understand? Because Nigeria is very densely populated, so it means the amount of talented people are a lot. So if you keep casting a cycle, many times you'll be hearing one actor has 6 movies in the cinema at the same time. You understand? So it makes me wonder, what happens to the other talents? What happens to other actors? Not even the mainstream ones, the ones that keep attending open casts, open casting calls every Saturday, and at the end of the day, you cast for it. This happens to me. It's like real.
Yeah, that's you're very passionate about.
Yeah, very passionate about it. Yeah. I auditioned for a movie. I got there several like stages. It was like the last 6 people, and I didn't hear a word again. So I was like, oh, maybe I didn't qualify.
Till today.
Yeah, till today. This was happening like
they probably will still call you. They probably will still call you.
It happened in 2021, right?
It's not far.
Then when the post, no, the movie's out. So when the poster came out, I saw an established actor playing the role, and I'm like, I know this guy didn't audition for this role.
I think another day we'll talk about auditions. Auditions in Nigeria is a complete joke.
Not really.
Many times, not for real. I've been on the 80%
of auditions in Nigeria is just for marketing.
I think they just want to get back their, like, I think they just want to get back their money. I mean, how many followers do you have? Are you an influencer?
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something. Now, some years back when I wanted to try out acting, I went for a Funke Academy production, an audition, somewhere in Lekki Phase 1. Do you know what Funke said? For us to audition, we have to get a CD of industry. We have to buy it. That was a ticket to audition. I'm not lying. Real life stuff. Right? There was a lot of, you see the crowd there, and I don't know how many persons they caught from there to even be in any of the productions they were doing. I mean, I think it's bonkers first that I have to get your CD to audition, right? And I now audition and don't get it in. I'm not saying I shouldn't get it in, but when the stuff come out and you see different people that you don't even see at the audition, you know, so you'll be a situation, or so you're saying from this 1,000 people, you didn't see anybody that will play this particular role. You get me? So I don't know if anybody still does it, but I know auditions mostly for the larger part in Nigeria is for marketing. It's for
to get the word out at the early stage of we're making a movie.
It's for marketing.
Oh, really?
It could be that. I can see the marketing.
There are some very genuine ones, like the ones that they do, I think Africa Magic and all, where they do like call out, like all these epic long films, because I've seen people go for auditions and get picked.
I know.
Even Tinsel, I've seen that happen with Tinsel. For some, this is where they have your bio or whatever, a profile at Tinsel. They just call you out of the moon. Hi, are you available for something? So they have this, I think that they follow a process because, of course, they have to follow a process because of how big they are. But for these individual guys, they just want to do it for, first off, you get there early. Some people come as far as Abuja or whatever to come and audition for a role they probably will not get. You get there early, the judges don't come until like after 10, 11, and
they say how breaks by 12.
They're walking majestically, you know, everybody's starstruck. They walk in there, they don't start immediately, they still balance, like they need to rest before they can get into it. You're outside there, you're there from 10, so that's another conversation. I don't even want us to shift.
That's a whole different conversation.
But let's just move on.
All right, so another angle to the whole casting problem we have in Nollywood is a lot of people, I've seen this conversation a lot on X, right? People say that there is that Nollywood has moved its headquarters to Lagos, and there is a new Yoruba actor every day. Do you understand? So a lot of people feel like when they cast for movies, there should be inclusivity. We should spread the tentacles. Of course, there are talented actors everywhere. So do we think that we should somewhat prioritize, you know, inclusion, or just stick to getting good actors regardless of where they're coming from? Because I do believe that Nollywood is an ecosystem. There are people, there are directors, there are jobs that people need to take up, right? And having it spread across, you would get different perspectives to roles. You would get different cultural expressions in the film. So do we think that there should be a place for inclusion in casting?
What do you think?
I do think there should be inclusion. However, I don't think we should focus on that a lot because, I mean, okay, I'm trying to be very careful here. So the thing is, yes, I do agree that you should not just say, okay, because this person is Yoruba, I should, you understand, or because this person is Igbo, I should. That's not a cool way to do anything, because the truth is, for the most part, in fact, I don't think that it's possible to decide or to choose where you come from. Like you can't do that. But I'm just saying that you shouldn't just because you're trying to be open to everybody, you're not everybody's cup of tea and not everybody's your cup of tea. If you're looking for people who are talented, and if they all happen to be Yoruba or Igbo, Hausa, or Ibibi or whatever, go ahead. Go ahead. But I'm almost certain that people who are great don't all belong to one tribe.
Fair.
I'm very certain that there is somebody who is actually fantastic and as phenomenal as that person that you think, I believe that they are. So maybe you should just look more carefully. And also I think that producers and directors should also have faith in, actors or filmmakers that are just
starting out. Okay.
Honestly, there are stars that are yet to be discovered. And I mean, I'm trying to be... Just to say this, I don't think that every actor or actress that has made it is fantastic on screen. I don't think so.
Do you have like an example?
I do not have an example. But I don't think that they are great on screen, right? I think that they've probably just maybe they did influencing and then got in. Or they just have more followers and because of that...
Do you think Nancy Smith is great on screen?
I think she's great on screen.
Yeah.
I loved her. And
I love her.
Okay.
I love her.
Sisters.
All right, I think.
So do you disagree? You don't think she's
answer.
good on? Do you think she's not good on screen?
Which is a fair actor.
Fair.
Yeah, so
she is light skinned. So.
Yeah.
That's not what he means.
I need more substance. Like, give me something.
No, I think he's.
I like her, so that's that about.
I mean, exactly.
Yeah. So do you think we should have any? Do you think inclusion should have a say as regards casting actors?
If the person can play the role, regardless of where the person is from, let the person play the role.
All right. So okay, because I feel like I would stretch the conversation longer than it should be to just leave it.
I think regardless of wherever the person is from, Igbo, Yoruba, whatever.
Yeah, if the person is good,
the person is good.
Let
the person play the role.
Exactly.
I don't think. I also wanted to talk about just to the directors now, to the producers and filmmakers.
Yeah.
I know we have a lot of fine faces in Nollywood, and even the bodies, fine bodies. But please, it's beyond the faces and the bodies. Yeah, because I think that's all they look out for now. So if you go for an audition and you don't have,
the BBL.
You most likely would not make it in.
Damn.
You get me?
But that's not what sells the film, is it?
That's not what sells.
That's not what
they
sells
look for.
The film.
Yeah, I mean, they think that's what sells the film. That's what they think.
All right, so just to wrap this all up quickly, there have been sort of a lot of conversations about casting directors seeking favors for roles. Of course, these days we don't hear it a lot anymore, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen anymore. Right. So what do we think about that?
Well, I mean, I think the conversation is now been getting a lot of oxygen now. People are beginning to pay attention. I think it's quite unfortunate that it happens, but whatever needs to be done to make sure that it doesn't happen needs to be done and fast. I know people can be so, what's the word now?
Perverted?
No, not even that. People can be so, they just want to act. A lot of young people also want to act.
Desperate.
So I don't blame them sometimes.
They don't really care. They just want to be in front of the screen. And some casting directors take advantage of this urge or this desperation. So I think people just need to find some balance. That's the actors now. And also the casting directors needs to, if anybody's caught doing this, there's a guide at the beginning, so they should be brought to book, and proper punishment be given to them.
All right, do you have any things about it?
Yeah, I don't know if the guild actually does something about it, because there's this makeup artist, the guy who actually had his way with a 10-year-old, and I don't think I don't know about that issue anymore. It just died down.
What's the guy's name?
He's a makeup artist in the East. I don't know his name.
A popular makeup artist in the East.
No, it's not a popular makeup artist.
I think I heard of this.
I don't know if
I just remember it just clicked. I heard of this.
Yeah. I don't know if anything has been done about that. But in terms of seeking favors, so I'll just say two things. And I know that this might sound really controversial, but one, I think that some directors, people who used to do these things, I think that probably they've stopped because they know that they can be cancelled, they can be, something can be done about it.
See, those that have gone to film school, they're the thespians, these guys spend money to learn this thing,
Yeah,
Those
they're
ones that
there
are out there still struggling.
begging.
But you, because of something you could give, that's even bonkers for you. That is for the actor, young actor trying it. You cannot have several things you can do in this life. You don't have to be in front of the TV, right? You can be at the back. You can work in production. You can write. You can contribute. I mean, that one might not even still work, but you can do some other things, right? So you don't exactly have to be in front of the screen. Because the thing is, there are lots of bad, and I'm talking about the ladies now, and I'm not even missing it. Most of the ladies, some of them are not even good. They are very bad actors. Terrible.
Damn, yeah, you.
And I don't think bad acting is like gender specific. Hey.
Yeah.
Well, it's not gender specific. I'm just saying because at the end of this, right, most of the people who come out to say how they get treated by these guys are the ladies more. I'm not saying the guys don't, but the guys, their ego won't let them come out because you're a man. Why should you come out and say that this was it, But the girls, the ladies will come out to say this. I'm just saying for the ladies, you don't have to act. You get me? It's not a do or die affair. I don't know. There's something about the industry now. It feels like if I get in here, I'll be able to get here. I don't know. That's why everybody's just moving there.
I just think also, right, there's also, what's it called, godfatherism, right? It's not necessarily doing the whole, but using bottom power. Like, that's what I'm saying. The conversation has reduced.
I like the term bottom power.
There's just a lot of things that is happening right now that we do not know. And I've mentioned all of these things, right? It could be...
I think lately, Nollywood is a gateway to something bigger. I know what I'm saying.
I feel like you're
you get it, right?
You're saying something, but you're not saying
some things are better left unsaid.
I mean, with the caliber of actors that we see these days, it feels like it's a means to an end now for a number of people. So you need to get in Nollywood to get certain things. That's what it looks like. That's what a lot of people are. You see, everybody is an actor in Nigeria. Everybody is an actor. Everybody wants to just be in front of the screen. It's bonkers. What? Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame them. We all love the spotlight anyways, right?
I don't. Not everybody, I don't.
All right, guys, we've come to the end of this wonderful episode. Guys, we always want to hear your perspective on the topic. Please leave a comment in the comment section. My name is Elvis Christian, and from all of us in the studio, we're saying...
It's a wrap.